Hey everybody, an all-new edition of Craft Brewed Sports starting up here in just a minute. This week we didn't do a rating scale. I have no idea, so just make up your own rating scale this week, fellas. We didn't plan ahead. We really screwed this one up. Scott,
wait, I got it.
Okay, what do you got, Drew?
So we're just a tad late because life gets in the way sometimes. And you have to deal with things like school. So how about a rating scale of just like grades?
All right, kindergarten through 12th grade. That's our rating scale. I dig it. Scott, what do you got in your mug tonight?
Tonight I have Blinded by Science by Trophy Brewing Company out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Coming in at 6.9 giggity ABV, and it's got a 3.82 score on Untapped. And if we're going by grades, I guess I'll put it solidly in the middle at a 7th grade, whichever one you want to call is directly in the middle.
All right, I can dig that. Drew, what do you got in your mug?
I got Foamwalker Imperial Coffee Nitro Stout with sea salt that contains lactose, a nitro-dosed pour with vigor. Oh, shit, I didn't do that. From Moonraker Brewing Company. I'm very excited for this, but at the same time a little nervous because, again, it's an 8% nitro stout, so those can always get dangerous starting off the night. So I'm going to make it 6th grade. Same kind of thing. I have high anticipations, but at the same time a little nervous. You don't know what to expect. Not sure if you can get it shoved in the locker because apparently that's a thing that happens in the world. But I'm looking forward to it just the same.
Yeah, all right, cool, man. Well done. Let's see. This week I have Fogged Out from Flyte Company Craft Brewing out of Denver, Colorado. This is a 7.3% ABV, 3.76 caps on Untapped, hazy IPA, one of my favorite styles. Out of the gate, this is like a freshman. It's solid. It's exciting because it's new. You're transitioning to the new school, so everything feels new, and you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you're going to get to see a boob. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen this year? But this one, so far out of the gate, I'm digging it. We will see how this one holds up.
So, are you saying it's not quite as slutty as a sophomore then?
Yeah, not quite that. Yeah, we're
Gotcha.
not that slutty. Robert Taylor hitting all the shares. Thank you, Robert Taylor. Let us know what you guys are drinking in the chat below and rate it on the school scale from kindergarten through 12th grade. And we will start up here in just a minute. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday night. That means it is time for the drunkest takes on the internet. This is Craft Brewed Sports. If you're looking for a sports show that's got an in-depth analysis, breakdown, stats, this is the wrong place for you. We like to drink beer and talk trash to each other and be complete idiots. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how you feeling tonight, man?
Speak for yourself, my friend. I like to act like a complete ass, sir. Get it correct. I'm feeling great, feeling good, though. How you doing, Drew?
Doing good here, but I'm kind of curious. There's breaking news from the NBA about Russell Westbrook. What's going on over here?
Yeah, you missed that while you were gone. I broke that about 5 minutes ago or so, sir.
Oh, shit. Well, anyways, I was going to say I'm doing well. Xavier's up 20 points here in the second half, getting ready to roll into this weekend and put a smackdown on the Bearcats. So I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's right. It is Crosstown Shootout Week. Oh, I'm so excited that it's Crosstown Shootout Week. I love this week, even though it should be happening in February, and it shouldn't be happening on a Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock like they're doing to us this year. It's some garbage.
Thank you, Tyson, for the update.
Yeah, the
holy shit
trade is that Russell Westbrook is going to Washington for John Wall and a first-round pick. Huge.
That's nice.
Huge trade. Shout out to everybody that is chiming in here. Let us know what you're drinking. We're rating our beers on the school scale from kindergarten through 12th grade. We got an awesome show coming up for you guys tonight. We are going to do some fire or dumpster fire, one of my personal favorite segments on the show. Also, we're just going to vent for a little bit. We got some WTF moments in sports that we're going to talk about this week. So we will get into all of that, plus our picks. Congratulations to both of you guys. You both actually ended up winning, and I was the only one to take a loss this week. So congrats. Scott had to
I
wait.
haven't won anything.
Yeah, you just won today.
Yeah, you did.
It's over.
Remember?
Oh, did they win? Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
Steelers.
Yeah,
And,
they played already too, apparently.
and very
All
closely.
right.
Very closely. It was a 5-point win, and I think you had a 4.5-point spread on that one.
Hell
So.
yeah! All right.
The best part about it to me too is, did y'all hear why they got bumped to so early in the day?
Yeah, because of the Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Fucking Christmas tree lighting
They
ceremony.
bumped
Get
it
the
for
fuck
a
out of here.
Christmas tree.
Dude, don't you besmirch the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. I'd rather
Ah, that
watch
shit's
that
dumb
than
as hell.
Steelers Ravens, bro. Come on.
The Steelers and injury and COVID-ridden Ravens. Not even like
Look,
the real
man,
Ravens.
until I can put prop bets on the Christmas tree lighting thing, I don't want to see that shit. Get it out of
Man,
here.
Trent Dilfer
That's
had
a
to
fair
suit
point.
up for the Ravens today.
That's a fair point. Listen, this is on deck, and it's brought to you by Beer Drop. If you want award-winning craft beers delivered straight to your door, just like we do here on the show, they start at under $4 a servings. Our friend at Beer Drop can hook you up, and I can't read. Fill out your flavor profile, sign up for one of their monthly plans, and they will curate a box of fresh award-winning craft beer that will be sent directly to your door. You can swap out beers, add more, and even skip a month. And if you don't like commitment, you can still go and order delicious beers to be delivered right to you. Just go to craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop for $5 flat shipping. That's craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop. Sell out. I don't have any of the sound cues. That was
It's all good. I like it. Also, Scott, not only did you not realize that you won your pick this week in the league, but apparently you also started a Ravens running back in your fantasy league with Shitty. So way to be on top of your stuff. But I swear to God.
No. I knew that they were playing. I just didn't see anything. And somebody, I thought I saw somewhere where it was like, oh yeah, it got pushed to a later start time anyway, or that it wasn't done. So I didn't even know it had finished up. That's the thing. Like,
That's amazing.
I was shocked too, because I signed on to try to yet again replace my story because I'm terrible at research. And
You
for the
really
second week
are.
in a row, Scott scooped me, but it is what it is.
All right, well, Drew, since you got the solo view, why don't you go ahead? You are on deck. Scott, also turn on your light, man. You're fading into your background, bro.
I have my light on. What the hell?
Drew, you're on deck.
Yeah, no worries, man. I was just gonna say, Scott and I were talking pre-show. We're just tweaking a couple things over here, getting used to these new high-def, beautiful cameras that you got focused on us. So we'll grow into it. But
We're getting there. It's only second week, man. We're getting there.
yeah, exactly. Like, no worries. Like, we're still looking good, still looking hot. I'm not complaining at all. Who is complaining, though, is Devin Hester. And listen, man, guy needs to check himself because he's out here running his mouth about my boy, Jay Cutler. And I will not stand for it, okay? We've had a little bit of a rough go, first with the Kristen divorce situation, then with his whole, let's say he needs to stick to sports and not foray out into, pop culture and politics or whatever. But Jay and I have been working through it. We're getting there. We're having open dialogue, and it's a very positive environment. The last thing we need right now is Devin Hester coming out and saying that Jay has got the worst leadership he's ever been around. He does sort of preface that with that Jay is probably the most talented quarterback that he's ever played with, but says that he's an absolute terrible and god-awful leader. And man, I just got to tell you, I can't be having this, Devin. This is not okay right now. So just back off, let my boy get through some stuff. 2020 has been hard on all of us. I don't know why we got to be talking shit about each other. All right, so just chill. I will say, though, I got to respect the man and respect his game because he also told a story about how, what was it? Him and, of course, now I can't find the name in the notes, but, Devin Hester and Julius Peppers were putting side money on how many times Jay Cutler would throw to Brandon Marshall in practicing games. So it was like a running, ongoing prop bet when they'd either play on Sunday or go into practice, how many times Jay Cutler would throw the ball to Brandon Marshall. And at one time, Devin said that Jay threw 21 straight times to your boy Brandon Marshall.
21 straight?
21 straight times to him. all because earlier in the season, Brandon chewed his ass out for not getting him the damn ball, to quote my boy Keyshawn. So at least he kind of put a little bit of sugar in all with that vinegar. But come on, Devin, we don't need this right now. Positive vibes, brother. Positive vibes.
That is unreal. First of all, if that's your trend, then clearly anybody is going to be able to pick up on that, right? Like defenses are going to be able to pick up that you are just going that. Is that why Cutler was so terrible? Was that the reason?
Nah, he just butt cheeks.
Look, Cutler has great arm talent. He knows the game of football better than anyone else. But honestly, it was just the problem that they couldn't find a system to make it all work, bring it together. Frankly, I'll say the front office let him down. The front office let my boy Jay down. He would have had multiple Lombardis, but they just couldn't quite figure out their identity on offense. So it's disappointing, but, the guy had a solid career, going to get some great Hall of Fame votes. Not first ballot, obviously, but I think he'll eventually sneak his way in.
Drew is clearly drunk again, just like last week. Drew's feeling it already.
Can we hurry up and have him pick against Patrick Mahomes, please?
I'll take that. I will take that. Jay given 4.5 points.
All right, I got you guys on this next story here. So we all saw, if you didn't see the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, at least you saw the memes that have been plaguing the internet since Jake Paul knocked Nate Robinson the fuck out. Laid my man out. He hit the canvas so damn hard. And everybody was kind of shocked by this. And, who would have thought that this YouTuber was going to take out a former NBA player? And now Jake Paul has these stones on him. He thinks he can fight anybody. So he's been calling people out. He actually said he was in talks with Conor McGregor's camp. He wants to take on McGregor in a boxing match. He said he can beat Floyd Mayweather. The Paul brothers are basically just big douchebags. So there was one athlete who decided to step up and lay down the gauntlet, and that is Scott's favorite hockey player of all time, Evander Kane. Evander Kane of the San Jose Sharks. Do you know who that is, Scott? You remember him?
Nah, but I'm not gonna let you just shit all over Patrick Subban like that, bro. Evander Kane's got to get in line. I like Evander, but he's no Patrick.
That's fair. So Evander Kane tweeted out, "Yo, at Jake Paul, I'd wreck ya. Easy to beat up on guys with no experience and much smaller. August 31st, 2021, Vegas. We can see if you really about that action. Hashtag your move." So there's a big size difference in the Jake Paul Nate Robinson fight. Nate Robinson is 5'9". Jake Paul is 6'1", plus he's 13 years younger. So this is a little bit more of a fair fight with Kane. I think Kane, and I know Kane's a hockey player, and it doesn't necessarily.
There's nothing fair about this fight, Mike. Sorry, brother.
Well, it's different. I mean, hockey fighting is different than boxing. So there is the fact that Jake Paul trains to box and Evander Kane. Have
you seen Evander Kane?
I have seen Evander Kane. That's
why will beat some ass.
I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying it's a fairer fight than the Jake Paul Nate Robinson fight. That fight wasn't fair to begin with. Anybody knew Nate Robinson was going to get destroyed in that fight. Even if Jake Paul just sat there and just jabbed, he just had such a reach advantage.
Here's where I still can't believe that, though, because I'm going to bet this. Nate Robinson's probably been in a fight or two. He's an athlete. We've all been in fights on the field or whatever, so he's probably been in at least a fight.
Dude, we've seen Nate Robinson throw down on an NBA court before.
Exactly. And Jake Paul, or whatever this boy's name is, he just looks like a fat version of that blonde fucker from SNL, Pete Davidson. There's nothing about that man that tells me he can fight, period, end of sentence, unless it's on a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that was well done. Well done sneaking that one in.
I don't know what the new
Xbox
is called. I keep trying to bring it up, but I don't know what it's actually called.
Serious
garbage. I don't know either. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so listen. So Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul, was on something. I don't know if it was a radio show or a podcast or something, but they mentioned on this show that Evander Kane called him out. Logan Paul had no idea who Evander Kane was, so I think he has to do ISIS now until he can name all the black hockey players. But
I was just going to say he's in good company.
Or at least one black hockey player would even just cut him that slack.
He then said, yeah, run it up. I'll beat him. So now Logan Paul wants to fight Evander Kane, and I want to see Evander Kane fight both Paul brothers and knock them both out back to back. Let's do a main event where it's Evander Kane versus the Paul brothers, and he takes them both on and beats them both. I think that's
but
the way to do this.
let's get everybody else in there. Let's get Sean Paul, Wall. Let's get all the Pauls in the ring. Let's just make it a battle royale. Fuck it.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Scott. Make it a battle royale, but make the Paul brothers fight the Carter brothers first, and the winner of that match then gets to fight Evander Kane and Wayne Simmons afterwards to show them what hockey's about.
Isn't that one? Never mind. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I'm on board with this plan, Drew. Let's do WWF style. Also, by the way,
Wayne Simmons did retire though. If that was that what you're gonna say?
No, that's not. No, I don't know. Never mind. Anyways, there was a bonus story that I had for you guys as well. Mike Tyson admitted that he smoked a bunch of weed before the fight with Roy Jones Jr. So he just went ahead and blazed up and then got in the ring and pounded Roy Jones Jr. Like he hurt that man. I have no idea why that fight was scored a draw, other than the fact that nobody really cared, and it was all for show anyways, which is what I tried to tell people.
Oh no, they announced it ahead of time. It would be a draw. Period.
Well, they said there was no betting allowed on it. That was what they were saying. They said they were going to have like celebrity judges, and it wasn't going to be officially scored, but they were going to do some scoring, and then the scores came out. Like the one judge just was giving a 10-10 rounds. Like he didn't care whatsoever. It was absolutely ridiculous. We're getting some chats coming through here. Tabari McCoy, Jay Cutler couldn't find the Pro Football Hall of Fame even if he bought a ticket.
Dude, I was just replying to that. Tabari, he doesn't need to. He'd have a donated ticket. They would see who he was at the door and let him in. Now, the problem is that teenager at the door taking tickets would probably be like, oh my God, you're Kristen's ex-husband. Come on in. But he would still get in.
There's a 100% chance that that's what would happen.
Also, Matt Barr, here's the drop just for you, just because you brought it up. There you go.
And he nailed that spelling.
He did. He nailed that spelling. He nailed it very much so. So there you go. That was the fight game. Scott, you are on deck.
I'm bringing y'all more Chiefs news than Robert Taylor. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, because this is the second week in a row I'm dominating the headlines with some random-ass Chiefs story. But, I guess they beat your ass in February, and here you are talking about them in December. But I got two Tyreek Hill stories for you, and everybody settled down. Nobody cares about your opinion of him one way or another. Dude's fine. But this week, it was revealed by none other than Tyreek Hill himself.
Tyrone Hill.
Tyrone.
Patrick Tyrone Hill, my favorite football player. God, I love that guy.
Get that Tyrone Hill jersey, y'all. But Tyreek said that the first time he saw Patrick Mahomes in practice, he thought that he was, quote, straight trash. Dude didn't even mix words, just said, this is who y'all drafted in the first round. Just could not believe that the Chiefs went on ahead and took Mahomes with the 10th overall pick in the draft that they took him. Like, it didn't really give any reasons other than that first practice. He just looked awful, according to Hill. Like, wasn't hitting receivers correctly and whatever. But he did give Mahomes credit, saying that from then on, he put in all the work and, obviously it worked and paid off because Mahomes is kind of good. And it's ironic that he dropped this the same week that he had a career game where he had, 1 billion yards and 2 touchdowns before halftime. But there you go. Once upon a time, Patrick Mahomes was not even seen by his own teammate as anything other than straight trash.
Ooh,
it makes me feel better because I hated Patrick Mahomes for so long. Because remember, Mike, when they drafted him at 10 and Deshaun Kaiser sat on the board to
I was
round
so
5,
mad about that. Yes,
and I was so pissed. I was like, "You're gonna disrespect my boy Deshaun like that?" But this kid from Texas Tech, who of course he's got great numbers, BFD.
It's the Big 12. Who cares? Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. I was right there with you.
And then like 3 years ago, I was like, yeah, I need to just shut the fuck up.
Well, and then how many Texas Tech quarterbacks have we seen do the exact same thing?
Right, exactly.
Straight trash.
Remember that guy throwing to Crabtree? No, none of us do.
Graham Harrell. I do. Graham Harrell. I still remember that fade route against Texas, baby. I remember.
That was a great play.
But that game in general was fantastic.
Oh, it was a great game too. Yeah.
Yeah, but Graham Harrell was straight trash in the NFL. Like, I think he had a cup of coffee, and that was it. So
the old really nice cup of coffee. Old cup of coffee in the NFL. That's my favorite line when it comes to somebody's career. Yeah, he had a cup of coffee. That's the best way to describe a career.
Best way to dismiss a career.
Yeah. Athletes ain't having a cup of coffee at the facility. I mean, they might, but there's probably more protein shakes, all that herbal shit instead.
Well, I mean, unless you go to Notre Dame, apparently it's a cup of PhDs.
Whoa! Hang on! No! Hang on! No! First of all, yeah, they do get PhDs at Notre Dame because they graduate, motherfucker.
I fucked that up.
No, Mike, you're good. You don't have to say anything else because he fucking ruined it.
Scott, do you have anything else from Tyrone Hill this week?
Yeah, Tyrone also made news this week when he said he's going to race Adam Schefter. Actually, Hill himself had said that he wanted to face Schefter in a race. And then Schefter responded and said, after COVID's over, let's do this thing. So Hill also said that he'll give him a 40-yard head start.
Jesus.
He'll be in full pads while Schefter's just out there running in presumably, a suit and dress shoes.
God, I hope he doesn't.
I'm gonna call bullshit. Why we gotta wait till COVID's over?
I was just gonna say all the finagling that they're doing to make things work.
They're
with
playing
COVID going on.
Basketball.
They
Y'all
can
can
do
run
this.
100 meters.
They can do this thing socially distanced. I feel
Right?
like they should just go on ahead and do it.
There's only going to be like a quarter of a second that the two of them are actually within 6 feet of each other as Tyreek just blows past, Schefter's pasty ass.
How
But like
ballsy?
Tyrone, meet Andy. Let's do this.
Tyrone, man. Tyrone.
How ballsy do you have to be to give a man a 40-yard head start in a 100-yard race?
That's like
Not-
trying to
no, to be
go
fair,
racing
not-
a horse.
Not very. Based on that, when you're talking about the dynamics between Adam Schefter and him,
man.
that's the same type of take as I think the Heat are going to make the finals in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference.
So first of all, Matt Barr said something about Tyreek being socially distanced from the start. Yeah, because he'll be 40 meters back, but he will overtake Schefter at one
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Second, Tabari with the idea of the year. I feel like we need to throw out, something on Fiverr or TaskRabbit or Craigslist and pay some schmuck $15 to cut up the definitive Mike Burlon laughing montage of the year.
Tabari has been asking for that for the
that's
longest
brilliant.
time.
That is absolutely
I mean, it
brilliant.
would be a really good supercut, just all me falling out of screen laughing. And
I was gonna say,
if I had time, I would do it. Like I think
that's the thing.
That's
Let's
the
find
hard
some
part.
moron that has time to spend, like going over. We've probably recorded 75 hours of this shit. This absolute filth. This just waste of time. This year. 75 hours.
Wow, man.
Wow,
Thank
Drew,
you for
you've
that.
only
Yeah.
been around for a few of those hours, so you're just going to shit on us like that?
Way to sell the show. Also, let's give a shout out to our friends at Beer Drop who support us even though we're apparently a shitty product that gets put out way too often. So if you want a good product endorsed by shitty people, head on over to our friends at Beer Drop, craftbrewsports.com/beer drop, $5 flat shipping, craftbrewsports.com/beer drop.
Sorry we're bringing you down, Drew.
Damn, man, that's
I was throwing that out there
harsh.
because I figured one of you would play off that somehow.
I did.
I mean, there's
got
an
you back.
OBJ reference there to be made, obviously. Like, that's the easy route. And then I figured one of you clever geniuses would have something to say deeper than that.
No, dude, I just called PEDs PhDs. You knew I wouldn't.
I
had
and Tyreek Hill, Tyrone Hill for like the whole segment. So
Tyreek, Tyrone, one of them.
You were
black
all
names,
over
you
the
know.
map there, Scott. Like you were, the late start has you so befuddled. You have no idea what's going on.
I don't know
man.
what's going on. I'm still trying to find this PS5. I don't know what day it is.
Are there any
Always.
dropping tonight? Are you on alert tonight, or are you actually going to be able to
I'm
focus
always
on
on
the show?
alert. I haven't stayed off alert since seriously last Wednesday when we were doing it during the show. I've had some type of alert up ever since,
can we
and
talk?
yet nothing.
Can we talk about that tool that you were talking about earlier, or is that going to have more people coming on to hurt your chances of getting a PS5?
What the tool
The
where I'm
bot
watching?
thing?
Oh yeah, I'm watching a live stream of somebody who has their bot hooked up so that I get the
Wow.
alert like in real time, and I still haven't gotten it, dude. The other day
Lord,
there was
man.
like 2,000 people watching this stream at one time, and
Oh my god! Wait, is this shit
PlayStation-
just on Twitch or something?
yeah, it's just on Twitch. And Sony Direct did a drop, and only of the 2,000 people, only 7 got PS5s in
Wow.
that whole group. So when you extrapolate that out, I mean,
What the hell?
the odds are incredibly low that I'm going to get one even watching this Twitch stream. But damn it, we've come together as a community. We all hate Sony together. And we'll be fine once we all
That's
get our PS5.
insane,
so.
bro. Also, I want to address Ed's comment. Ed dropped a comment in the chat here. He asked if we're putting a bet on Sunday, and he's referring, of course, to the Crosstown Shootout. Ed, I would love to put a bet on this Crosstown Shootout. Xavier has not impressed me a whole lot this year. They had their opening round or their opening game. They looked dominant. People were tweeting out, this is Final Four caliber, and then since then have looked pretty suspect. But UC doesn't impress me very much either. Like, I don't think they're that great of a team. So I'm totally fine.
And UC only have one game under their belt too before.
Right.
Xavier, they're playing their 5th right now, by the way, up 60-44 with 7 minutes left in the second half.
Well, they need to after that embarrassing performance against Eastern
dog
Kentucky.
shit where they went to OT.
Yeah, you had to go to OT against Eastern Kentucky. But Ed, let's do something. Ed from Pardon the Punctuation podcast. Let's do something. Maybe we do like a chug bet or a bong bet. Like, let's do a beer bong bet.
Anything that gets Mike to bong a beer on camera again, so we can see how much he sucks.
No, I can bong a beer. I can't chug. That's the problem. I
do want to see that, but I've got an idea for this. A unique style bet here. Whoever loses has to eat Gold Star.
Dude, I do that willingly.
Okay, well then you would have to eat Skyline because I used to.
I'm not one of those people that has one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was throwing it out there
delicious.
Yeah, there are people who are just vehemently opposed to one or the other.
I think those people are funny.
Yeah, I don't understand like the allegiance to one or the other. It's both of them are fine. They're fine.
Yeah, they're both good if that's what you want.
Also, Gold Star takes some shit, but they got crinkle cut fries, man, and crinkle cut fries are legit. Like, don't get me wrong, Skyline fries are good, but crinkle cut, that's not bad. That's a good option.
Not only that, I think it's less sweet than Skyline.
Okay, actually, can we just do this for real then as a show? Are we going to say that we're a Gold Star show? Because I'm feeling what you're putting. Oh, you're not gonna go that far.
I'm in. I'm a Gold Star.
I was
gonna
say, Scott, I'm there with you. Because have you had their vegan chili burrito? That shit is phenomenal. No. And I'll tell you what, it bites, man. There is some spice in
you
that.
Lost me at vegan. I stopped right there. Like,
for some reason, the
Oh.
vegan chili is hotter than the regular chili. That's why I go vegan in the burrito.
Vegan. Come on.
Scott may be drunk.
I'm 40. I'm a man.
Come at me.
Oh, good Lord. All right, let's do some fire or dumpster fire, fellas. How about that? What music can we hit for let's do this music for fire or dumpster fire. I think this is pretty solid music to do. So in this segment, what we do is we are going to give you guys a topic, something to look at, and then we will tell you whether that is fire or dumpster fire. Feel free to chime in the chat below. Let us know what you think. This week we were doing some city jerseys from the NBA. The NBA released some city jerseys. They've been rolling out like all month long. I think the Cavs released or leaked this week perhaps. So I want to do some city jerseys because we haven't talked about these yet. So let's start off with our boys down in Miami. The Miami Heat have rolled out the latest edition of the Miami Vice City jersey. It's pink and teal. It like the colors kind of blend together in the middle. It's an interesting look. It's definitely the most interesting of the Miami Vice jerseys. Scott, let's go to you first. Fire or dumpster fire on the Miami Heat city jerseys this year?
Let me start up by saying that this in no way, shape, or form in hell beats the original Miami Vice jerseys. Like, those are just so classic that they should have just stopped and be like, well, can't improve on this. We're just going to roll this out every year and be like, hey, it's the new version. We want your money. And just pretended like they changed it, or like moved the stripe ever so slightly so they could charge another $200 to get your money for it. But I mean, this is fire because the rest of these jerseys, I can tell you right now, coming up are dumpster fire. So I'll go fire for this because it's really like one of the only city jerseys in the entire NBA that I would ever catch myself wearing.
Drew, fire or dumpster fire on this one?
Fire. Molten hot volcano lava, middle of the sun fire. I was telling Scott before you hopped on, I will buy this jersey. Now, it will be from China. It will be fake. It will be not even polyester, and it will take 3 months to get here, but I am buying one of these, and I'll never wear it because I'm a pasty-ass Polish boy. But this thing is gorgeous.
It is a good jersey. It's a really good jersey. Also, Bill wants to know which boy band is that guy in the rainbow shirt in?
Is it that Tyler Hero or whatever the fuck his name is?
I believe that is Tyler
Honestly,
Hero.
it reminds me of the cotton candy you'd get at your grandparents' church festival. But it still looks dope as fuck.
It is a sweet jersey. I think it's very fly.
You know what? I might even go full kit. I might get the shorts too. Shit, look at those things.
But Biscuit saying dumpster fire, Matt Barr saying fire.
Dude, I
so
will. I'll
this-
also say if they were out there in those and they had the black court with the the pink and like Miami Vice writing on the court, and they used that black ball that Hero's holding, then I'm all the way
Oh
in.
man, that's a good
Like you gotta
call.
go all the way in with these.
Go all in. Yeah.
And they were playing the Pacers, who are in some shitty ass navy and yellow jerseys because they're the Pacers.
The
and all their
Pacers
stuff
have
sucks.
the Pacers went back to pinstripes. They got pinstripes this year for their.
Those
We're not
pinstripe
doing
jerseys
these.
Have always been trash.
We're not doing the Pacers this week, but yeah, they've got pinstripes.
Sorry, Bill just popped in here and he goes, "Sorry, I was late to the stream, but K-pop seems to have gone worldwide."
All right, so we're going fire
Well
on
said.
this one. Everybody is going fire.
Absolutely.
There's only a few people who are anti this jersey. So let's go to our next one. This next one comes to us from Scott's boys team, the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte is rocking like what color would you call that? By the way, it's like a teal, maybe, but it's like a powder blue teal. I don't know, but it says Buzz City on it. Interesting lettering on this one.
dumb.
I'm not a huge fan. Scott, you're saying, I mean, you've already come out and said dumpster fire for everything from here on out.
Yeah, like this was another one that was like, MJ, what were you thinking? This is akin to most of his first round draft picks, just straight dumpster fire.
So, like, here's what I want to know with these.
Who came up with Buzz City?
that's what I was
Is
gonna say,
anybody
is-
in right mind ever called Charlotte?
Is
Buzz
Charlotte
City?
actually Buzz City? Because then maybe it has some merit, but I don't know. I kind of want to like it, but it's not Charlotte to me.
Yeah,
Like Charlotte already has really cool original jerseys, and every time they try
Yeah.
to mess with them, it's like, what are you doing?
Well, these like really weird looking pinstripes too. They try to make it like a honeycomb shit situation.
I don't know what they tried to do on this one. I'm not a fan whatsoever. This one, Eric chiming in saying the color alone makes this dumpster fire. And Biscuit's saying it's toothpaste clothes. This is dumpster fire. I think that's what it is. Maybe if it was a different color scheme, I might be more on board with it. But the fact that I can't even nail down what color this is, I don't like it. Tabari said,
change my story. But
You're changing it?
What's Tabari say?
Tabari said, considering Jordan's atrocious fashion history, this is an upgrade for Charlotte.
Now, I will say, though, the Jordans that he's wearing in the photo, though, no, those are straight fire.
Yeah,
I
the
like
black and teal.
Jordans.
Yeah, those look really
But I also
solid.
really like the 13s. The 13s are one of my favorite Jordans, so sign me up for that all day. But yeah, the jerseys themselves can go right in the fire with the dumpster.
Drew, did you say you're changing your stance on this one?
I don't know. I'm kind of waffling back and forth. They got Lending Tree as their sponsor. I was like, what's that leaf thing? Is it like the, whereibuyweed.com situation? But no, not quite. And then apparently the uniform celebrates Charlotte's history as home of the first U.S. branch mint. So, like, they made coins and shit.
Oh.
So
I don't
absolutely
know. Maybe-
nothing to do with buzzing other than the stupid marketing ploy
Yeah.
off of the Hornets. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I
really
get
want
it.
to like it, but I can't.
I'm with you.
It's campfire to me. I changed my mind. Campfire. Or maybe
No.
trash fire. Not dumpster, but it's like
No,
a trash
You
there
have
is
one
no,
of two
there is,
choices,
it's one
damn
of
it.
two, Drew. It's one of
Fire
zero.
or dumpster fire? Quit complicating this shit.
Wow. Not what I signed up for.
Campfire. Nobody know what
Jesus.
that means.
S'mores and shit, man.
S'mores and shit, man. All right, please bring up the
By the
next
way,
jersey.
hang on. Matt Barr corrected this. This is exactly what they need to do. He said that the Hornets should just wear Hornets starter jackets on the court, and I'm on board. That'd be fire if they played.
Dude, that would be the
every
best.
game in the Hornets starter jackets.
They gotta wear a Hornets starter jacket and Timberlands. Straight 90s throwback style. Like, you gotta wear these Timbos to go with your starter jacket. Sorry.
All right, let's get this next one. This is Atlanta Hawks, and it's modeled. I picked this one just for the model picture because they used Kevin Herter in this picture, and good Lord, does this look awkward. This is the Atlanta Hawks jersey. They went with a tribute to Martin Luther King. They got MLK on the front. It's black and gold, so it doesn't match any of their color schemes, not even any color schemes from other teams in the city. Here's what sucks. I want to like these because of the message they're trying to deliver, but man, do these look crappy. I'm going straight dumpster fire on this. It sucks so bad.
I couldn't find a whiter dude to model this MLK.
Well,
hang on.
Does he actually play basketball?
In their defense, yes, he plays for the team. In their defense, they also use Trae Young, but I purposely picked that picture because it's the most awkward-looking thing I have ever seen in my life. It looks like Herter in this picture, it looks like somebody's high school basketball picture in the yearbook, like it's his senior year, so he gets this special picture in the back of the yearbook.
There's so much wrong with this. Like his comb over, like what is happening?
Yeah, so I'm just...
Martin Luther King didn't have this dream. He's like, get my fucking name off that jersey, Atlanta. Damn.
Also, what the hell?
I got shot for this.
And this is what this is all I'm saying on this jersey. Tabari goes, what the fuck, Atlanta? Scott Kaiser didn't even defend this photo. So, enough said.
No, he told me don't defend this photo, and I got nothing. I would not defend this photo for
whatever. Scott didn't defend the photo, so fuck it. I have nothing else to say.
But Trae Young could have been standing there. Trae Young could have been standing there in it. I still wouldn't. But the doofy looking, who is this guy?
Kevin Herter. He plays for the Hawks. You don't
I mean, apparently.
You don't know Big Hurt?
He's
so pasty.
This kid looks like he'd be in a 1950s fucking barbershop quartet singing on the street corner trying to get a girl. Like, this kid plays basketball. Get the fuck out of here.
And everybody coming for me in the chat. Everybody coming for me.
I mean, it's the easy comparison.
I know.
I
They
didn't
had
even
to
go
do
there
it.
because I knew it was coming.
They had to do it. Tyson saying the guy's whiter than me. Matt Barr asking why I'm modeling the MLK jersey in a wig.
White as mayonnaise.
In a wig, he said. Bill saying it looks like my cousin. So,
like, we need to have
no. I do want to know
this contest with this photo, like, for real.
I want to know the answer to this, though, Mike. So how is it that you started for Jacksonville this past weekend and had time to do the photo shoot for this jersey while still being at home without your wife and kids noticing? How did you pull all that off?
Bro, that picture of Mike Glennon is terrifying how much that looked like me.
100% you, man.
It is absolutely terrifying. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the next one here. We're going to go down south to our boy Chris America's team.
Wait, real quick. You know what they say about him, though? He's the first one in at the gym, last one out. He's the hardest worker.
He's a real gym rat, man. That guy, he's a hard worker.
Real grinder, you know that.
You know what he is? You know what Herter is? He's sneaky athletic. He's sneaky.
Sneaky.
All right, let's get down and do those things the other guys won't do.
Let's go down south to our boy Chris.
He brings his lunch pail to the court. All right, we're gone.
All right, let's go to Chris America's team down in Orlando. The Orlando Magic. I wish I had the song that Chris America always used to play on Scout Team Radio. Orlando Magic went with orange pinstripes on a white jersey with the letters ORL with the star. It looks awful. Straight dumpster fire on this one. There's nothing to even say to try to defend this. Like, I get they're like paying homage to oranges, and this is Florida, and we've got oranges, so we put orange on our jersey. But I hate it. I hate everything about this jersey. I don't like a single thing.
Interesting sound you made.
The her. You didn't like that one? Oh, okay.
Oh, I liked it. That's why I mentioned it.
Oh, okay. Cool. But yeah, this is just, it's terrible. This is a terrible, terrible jersey. I don't like anything about it. Scott, are you on board? I mean, you said dumpster fire already, but
Yeah, no, I mean, these are dumpster fire. And you know what's, like, if there's more things to nitpick on how bad is, like, what the fuck is that collar? Like, what is going on there? I mean, the best thing about this is the damn Disney logo, and I hate ads on jerseys. Like, what the fuck is happening? And it's like oral stars.
it does
And
look like
everybody-
it does look like oral. Yes, it's oral.
Yes, oral stars. Plus, everybody knows when you see an Orlando Magic jersey, there's one person and one person only that you're
my
thinking about with the
God.
number 1, and it's like, oh, Penny Hardaway's
Yep.
not wearing it, then get the fuck out. That's why you hide whoever's above that. I don't care who's wearing number 1. If it ain't
Speaking
Penny
of,
Hardaway, get
can
outta
we
here.
talk about this picture that they posted and why they did it in an
In a
orange?
jungle.
Like they put it
Yeah.
in, like they were like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this in the orange field. Is it a field? What is?
so bad?
It's everything
it's a-
about this is awful.
Well, what like oranges are in trees, right?
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
a-
Yeah,
it's
an
an orange orchard they're in.
in orange jungle. Let's go jungle.
Orange jungle.
I like orange jungle.
Oh wait, no, actually, remember now. Fuck you, Mike. That's a campfire right on the fucking thing. What do you mean we don't know about campfires here?
Fire or dumpster fire, Drew?
No, but the
You
fire is
can't-
a campfire.
You can't
so I can
classify
change-
your fire.
I can do whatever the fuck I
No,
want.
it's
man,
one or
'cause
the
there's a
other.
campfire
Fire or
right there.
dumpster fire, Drew. It's one or the
Whatever.
other. Play the game. Respect the game, Drew.
Fine,
There
I'll
it
stick.
is.
I'll stick to sports.
Thank
This
you.
one's
Thank
dumpster
you.
fire because they missed an opportunity to make an orange creamsicle version of this because that shit would have been dope.
Yeah,
They
that
fucked
would
up and they didn't.
that would
Nah,
have been
man,
pretty
this
good.
this looks like all the meth heads that they got down in Florida. Like, this is the Orlando meth jerseys, like the ultimate.
Yeah, that's true.
Designed by meths for the meth head fans.
Scott, Shitty is very upset that you disrespected T-Mac wearing that Magic #1 jersey.
You heard me. There's only one person who can wear number 1 with the Orlando Magic that matters, and that's Penny Hardaway forever and always. Next.
Gabe saying that this one's a dumpster fire. Bill says this makes sense. You can't count on Florida to be able to spell an entire word. And Eric pointing out, yes, he says he's okay with the orange, but he says the stripes belong in another decade, so he is completely out on that one.
Yeah.
Biscuit saying looks like a dreamsicle. Fire. He's on board with the dreamsicle jerseys. I can't do it, man. These are they hurt my heart.
Bad. They're bad.
So let's go from one bad to what I feel like is another bad. I'll come right out and say right now dumpster fire on this one, but I think people are going to like it because of the reasoning behind this. This is the Boston Celtics city jersey. Boston went with they're mimicking their championship rafters that are hanging up in the garden. So it's essentially the exact same thing as the championship banners. You can see it in the picture behind Taco Fall here, where it's got the Boston Celtics on the front, all white jerseys with just green trim, and then the numbers. I get what they're going for on this one. Like, I like the idea of paying homage to your banners, but it just comes off really corny to me. Like,
No, this shit sucks. Just move on. This is
Yeah,
terrible.
it's
the thing that
bad.
bothers me about some of these cities' jerseys is you look at some of the teams, like the Pelicans or the actually, Scott, what is it? The Clippers. Sorry, I thought it was going to be the Kings, but no, a different LA team. And this is the shit you come up with? It's like, all right, hold on. Let's get a block font. Let's make it green. And let's write on the front of jersey. Great meeting, guys. Good work. We'll see you on Monday. Like, are you serious? That's same thing with the fucking Pacers jersey. Same thing with the Detroit Pistons jersey. Like, some of these are just so unmanageable. Like, god damn it. Why waste our time and print this shit?
I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. Scott, do you have
worthless.
feelings on it?
I got no time for this. I'm gonna make it real simple for Boston. You get a big old white sheet, you drape it over you, and then you get one of those white sheets and you put it over your head, and you embrace the racism in your city. How about that? How about that for tradition, Boston? You racist bastards. I got your tradition right here while you're trying to embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go through some of the comments on this one.
Yes, sir.
Moving on.
I will say this, actually, though, Mike. I want to throw this out. Let's do this segment again next week because there's still some other ones we should touch on.
Well, here's my idea about this, and I just need to figure out time to be able to do it. But what I'd like to do is record just an episode and maybe get some of the other crew from Belly Up on, like maybe get some of the basketball writers and do like a big thing where we break down all of them, all 31, and just go through every single one and do dumpster fire on all of them.
We can cut like 5 from the Midwest and Boston, obviously. Like, we don't need to talk about that shit. Why waste our time? Just throw all the racists in the same basket.
There's some awesome comments that have come through here on this one. Matt Barr saying, I literally couldn't care about the reason. It's awful. Eric saying it's the laziest jersey design he's ever seen. Was there a contest at a local elementary school?
No, because they can't spell like that out there.
Jared said it looks like a Parks and Rec jersey.
Don't you put that on PNR.
And then Bill, of course.
Don't you disrespect their name like that.
Bill saying, old school, simple design. I like it. Trying to remind everyone when they were relevant.
Fair.
He's right, though. Vernon McHale would have liked it. And then Shitty saying it looks like the basic jersey you could pick in 2K that no one ever selected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
The like out of the box one that's like, hey, here's your default. Would you like to customize?
Fantastic. Great ones on that. Also, Tyson mentioned that Cleveland should use Comic Sans. Interesting you say that, Tyson, because let's get to Cleveland's jersey. They're our last one here. This one hasn't been officially released, but it's been leaked. And this is the Cleveland City Series jersey. It's all black. It's got red and yellow trim. And then they've got the word Cleveland. Each letter is actually pulled from a band or a group that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you've got the C for the Cavs. I think one of the L's is the Beatles. You've got the E from the Who. The V from, I don't know. I went down this rabbit hole of where this came from.
Did you just say the E from the Who? Like they took the E.
The E out of the. Yes, exactly.
That's
yes.
a real stretch.
Yeah, they took the E in the. But Scott, you'd be happy to know the N in this one is from NWA.
I know. I was just gonna say, is that the NWA?
It is the NWA N. Yes, and I can look up what the rest of them are if you really care to know. But that's where That's where the letters came from on this one. They didn't go Comic Sans, as great as that would have been to do a Comic Sans city jersey. Which
I the names in it or something, you know.
What's that?
Right.
Oh,
like,
do the
names in the back in Comic Sans.
I think I got to be honest. I think this one's kind of fire. It does look a little bit like a ransom note, like somebody kidnapped somebody and they're holding them ransom. But I don't hate it. Once they like revealed, at first I was like, what the hell is this? And then when they were like, actually each letter is an ode to a band, I was like, actually that took a lot of thought, and I'm kind of on board with it.
See, that's where I kind of fall off, because like if you're gonna go through that much effort, then like put some other shit on there that is like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like there's no other like indicator on the jersey to be like, yo, this is what's going on here. It's like, oh, you really fucked up the way you printed Cleveland on this jersey. And
well,
then
it was
there's a
hard
number.
with the Indians called dibs on the guitar for the last 2 years of their damn All-Star logos. Like, I'm sure they were like, shit, we can't really use that. The Indians used it for everything.
But see,
Also,
Scott,
how generic is that, though?
The Indians used the guitar to distract from the fact that they were being racist. Cleveland was using it as a way to call homage to their city and elevate what they've got going on for them.
So you guys are saying dumpster fire? I mean, I know Scott's saying dumpster fire.
I'm saying dumpster fire because you have to explain too much about it. Like, it's a cool concept, but like Shitty mentioned, it's like you tried way too hard, and then it's like, nah, because you have to explain it so much. It's like a really good joke that once you have to break it down, you're like, I mean, it's funny, but you had to explain it, so it didn't.
Well,
really
and this is the other thing. It's even stupid. Okay, yeah, there it is. So Tabari pointed out they put "Long Live Rock" right above the label
size tag,
there on the jersey. So like they clearly understood. Okay, well we got to do more than just the word Cleveland, and that's it. They just did that. It's basically it's that kid in school who uses up 95% of his time writing his name on the test and is like, oh shit, I was supposed to answer questions, and just scribbles shit out everywhere else to just finish up real quick. Like they had the right idea, they just wasted a bunch of time
This might be
pulling these letters out.
This-
Oh, no, you know what, Mike? I found it. It's Sex Pistols, David Bowie, Metallica, and as I wait for the rest of the image to load, I'll tell you the other ones. Here we go.
the Beatles
I'd
is in
also
there. I know
like
that.
to
Oh, here
know
we go.
how they
So-
came to the conclusion on who they were gonna use for each of these two.
Oh,
like,
That's a good
this
point.
sheet's not even. It's not even one band per letter. They bundled some together. So the C is for the Cavs. The LE is for from the Sex Pistols. The V is David Bowie. The E is Metallica. The L is Led Zeppelin. The A is Nirvana. The N is NWA, and then the D is Pink Floyd The Wall.
so much work. So
I mean, it's
dumb.
cool, but it's just like cool. So your
All right.
intern did a thing, and then you ran up the flagpole, and then that's all the shit you guys did for your stuff. Great. Good
I
use of your
like.
time.
I mean, I like the thought that was put into this. This might be the most divided we've seen in the chat. Eric saying, "I want to hate this, but it's fire." Bill says, "How much do we have to pay them to get them to perform? What part of Cleveland are they holding ransom?" Matt Barr said it looks like a jersey Bugs Bunny would be wearing on one of those shitty '90s T-shirts, and that might be the most accurate description of this
Yeah.
jersey that I've ever seen on this one. Tabari saying it looks like all the '90s hip hop clothing that ended up at Value City around 1995.
Yes, yes, there it is.
Jared saying
The jersey that your grandma bought you because it's like, aren't you kids wearing jerseys? You're like, shit. Thanks, grandma.
You don't want to wear it to school because you know everybody's gonna make fun of you for it. You're like,
Right.
Shitty saying it's the opposite of Boston's jerseys, yet equally awful. They tried way too hard and it blows. Jared saying it looks like a serial killer made it.
Yeah. It's not wrong.
So I guess it's not. Oh man, Tabari with a deep burn. That jersey is as bad as Machine Gun Kelly's music and acting.
Wow.
Damn.
Oh, got him.
Damn. So wait, Drew. Wait, does Drew rate this one a fire he once saw near the beach, but no one was there keeping themselves warm?
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but no positives on this one. Sorry.
Oh, fantastic. Tabari says the D is for dumpster in this one. So there you go. Fire or dumpster fire, everybody. It's fun. I love that segment. It's a very fun segment. Let's
Stick to sports.
let's become degenerates for a second. You guys want to do some
Yeah,
picks?
I'll do that now.
Yeah?
Before.
You want to do it now or you don't want to do it now? What's happening?
No,
right
I
now?
was saying I'll become a degenerate just this instant. Prior to this, I was
You've
not
never been a
yeah.
degenerate before. So let's
No,
take a look at the
absolutely
rankings this week after this week's games. Now that they finally finished up, Pittsburgh and Baltimore
week.
finally
Literally
ended.
this week.
Literally
The whole fucking
just
week.
ended. We tried to pick nothing but Thanksgiving games last week, and we had to wait until today to see how they were decided. I lost my game. I had Dallas -3, and Dallas is just
Boy,
speaking.
did you lose your game.
Speaking of dumpster fire, so Dallas went ahead and took that L and handed me my 4th loss of the year, taking me to 8-4-1. Drew picks up a win by going with the PhD loaded Houston Texans.
Oh, you son of a.
Moves him to 6-6-1. Speaking of, can we talk for a real quick second about that? Like, you guys realize Cushing is on that strength and training staff, right? Like Brian
that's probably
Cushing.
where he got him
Yes,
from.
exactly. That's what everybody's pointing out now. They're like, Brian Cushing got hired in like January to be a part of that staff, and now all these dudes, like 2 guys have tested positive for PEDs. Will Fuller,
else got popped?
there was somebody else that got popped. I don't know who it was. I don't care. But it was somebody else. I only cared that Will Fuller because I was laughing at Drew's fantasy team and what a dumpster fire that fantasy team has become.
Oh, don't worry, because Will Fuller's also on my fantasy team.
Ah!
Going down, Drew and I are going down in flames together. I'm 2 and forever this fantasy season.
Look, I know we try to not get too much into our shitty fantasy teams on this show because, we have class and actual journalistic integrity. But motherfucker, man, this year is terrible. Like
It's
this,
really bad.
This last week, I lost out my last long shot at the playoffs because my team posted 40 less points than projection. Like they're projecting
Damn.
it
Wow.
130-ish. barely broke 90s, and like so to me as an owner manager would like, what the fuck do you do there, right? Like
Nothing.
That's terrible,
God
man.
damn it,
That's
man.
yeah, that's just bad luck, bro. That's all that is. Sorry.
it's like a lot of bad luck. Though.
Sorry for your luck on that one. That's why I don't play fantasy. Scott, he had the Steelers -4.5. Just barely got that cover today.
Woo!
As the
Dubs
Steelers
on
won by
dubs.
5. Yeah, congrats on that one. That gives Scott a 4-7-1 record on the year. Just
Better than my fantasy team.
complete
And one of those wins or one of those losses doesn't count.
it does count because you
It
had a
does
chance.
not because I
It
said so.
does.
Protest.
You deserted us. But
You
that's fine.
did. Yeah, it's your fault,
Yeah.
man.
How dare both of you?
It's my anniversary. I got to be a good husband. That's what you get,
Who cares?
dummy.
You have 364 other days of the year to show her how much she means to you and how she saved your ass from being a degenerate. Why is that day different?
You know,
Fair.
you know we never mind. Okay, anyways, let's go.
I was hoping she was listening, as in like, if my Christmas present this year really sucks, it's because I'm trying to spread it out over the year.
Well, my guess is that Mike was going to point out the fact that we do a bunch of shows, so there's also a bunch of other days that you could eliminate from there. But you know, whatever.
That's true. So it's really like, I don't know.
Math getting in the way.
Yeah, it was
310, give or take.
right.
in the teens
That's
there,
that's
yeah.
where I was going.
That's still a really big number. I mean, shit.
All right, so let's go. This week, I decided to give us a little bit of a break trying to pick against the spread because you guys won.
I can't do it.
Well, you guys both won, so I want to break your luck a little bit, and I want to switch things up after that.
You son of a
after
bitch.
the two of you win and I lose, I'm like, well, now we got to change direction. So we're gonna go back to some over and unders. This is so college football, and we'll talk a little college football in a minute here. And what the fuck? But the top 3 teams are in action this weekend. Alabama, Clemson, and Notre Dame. All 3 are playing some cupcakes. Ridiculous point spreads in this one, so I decided to go over-under. And the over-under doesn't make it much easier. So, Scott, you get to pick first. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
3.
3, you have Alabama at LSU. Alabama is favored in this game by 29.5 points.
What the hell?
Because LSU is dog shit this year.
Jesus.
Also, Bo Pelini's defense just not able to stop anybody. So Alabama, 29.5 point favorite. The over-under in this game is 67.5.
I'll take the under.
Taking the under on 67.5 with Alabama and the dog shit defense of LSU.
LSU, when they had great offenses, could never score. So, I mean, even if Alabama goes for 60, I feel pretty good.
That's a good point. That's a very good point that you could. Okay, all right. I dig that. I dig that reasoning. So Scott's going to take the under on the Alabama LSU game. Drew, number 1 or 2, my friend.
I'm feeling like a number 2 right now.
You are feeling like a number 2. You have your boy Bill Sweeney and the
fuck
Fighting
that
Bill
ass.
Sweeneys at Virginia Tech. Clemson favored by 22 points this weekend. The over-under in this one, 67.
Is that the same as Scott's game?
Scott was 67.5. He had that extra half a point.
Okay.
The dreaded
That
half a point.
might be my saving.
I was
going to
say the half a point that Scott will lose by.
No, usually the half point screws me, but this time it might come right in. It'll be Alabama 60, LSU 7, and I'm like, half point, what?
Drew, how you feeling about
man.
Virginia Tech and
67.5.
Clemson? Now remember, the ACC has changed things around, and Clemson needs this win in order to get into the ACC championship.
So they're running up the score for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think there's a big difference there, really. Man, I really, really want to take the under, which means I'm going to go ahead and take the over.
Wow, talking yourself out of it. Okay, fair enough. Drew gonna.
Nope, there's going to be points. There's going to be points. I think Virginia
points.
Tech will score a couple touchdowns, and then Clemson's really just going to put it on them too, because I think that William wants to kind of make a point.
He wants to make a statement,
He's really trying to prep himself, so when
especially
they lose
after he's probably
in the
still
ACC
bitching about
championship game,
FSU.
yeah, exactly. So I'll take the over at 67.
67, and they're favored by 22 in this one. So I mean, That's a tough over. But I can get behind that one.
I mean, look, I'm trying to make up ground here, so I got to kind of, go out on a limb, right? Isn't that how they say it?
Fair enough.
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, I dig
I know,
it.
Scott, I realize that now, but
That's the exact opposite of how this works.
Because here's the thing, though. I'll probably get drunk and start to yell at Clemson to score less points because I'll think I have the under, which means they'll just try to fuck me. And then they'll hit the over. And then I'll remember the next day, like, oh, shit, I won. Like, I didn't realize I had the Cowboys covering, or not the Cowboys. But who do I even fuck? Yeah,
Houston, you bet on Houston. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah,
Wait a second. Hang on.
Oh,
hang on.
no.
Are
Yeah,
you
because
fucking
Houston beat the
joking me?
Lions. Yeah.
Are you seriously joking me right now that you didn't even know who you picked in that game?
No, I did. I remembered, yeah. Because I woke up and I turned it on. I was like, oh, that's right. When the Lions get destroyed, it actually works out okay for me because Mike talked me out of it. I think I texted you.
We got a really good question in the chat.
What?
Go for it, Scott.
Bill wants to know, random question: is there a GoFundMe to buy Drew
Look, Bill,
a fitted hat so
I
he
would be
doesn't
all
have to
about a
keep
fitted,
rocking
but
a
like
snap
I'm out
cap?
here repping the show, so get feisty. Why don't you?
The funny thing is, Scott and I both have the same hat. It's
But
literally
you
the
will
same
never
hat.
ever see me wear a snapback
Nope.
backward.
I
Ever.
won't. Well, and I won't wear any. I mean, unless it's a fitted hat, I won't wear a trucker cap backwards because you can just see like the mini hairs trying to poke through that, and it just looks
Yeah.
awful at the top.
Well, and my Griffey days are over. Like the whole rocking a cap backwards days, like it doesn't work for me no more.
I tried to do it. I tried to put a hat on backwards, and I was like, nope, that ain't gonna happen. That's not.
Yeah, I tried to do it too, and it's just like even if fitted, it's just like my days have gone by of the backwards hat.
I've always been a backwards hat guy, anyways. Though, like that's how I start with my head. It's backwards. That's
Drew,
just
don't
me.
let-
It is what it is.
Don't let Bill get to you, man.
Bill can suck a dick because I'm probably gonna forget and turn it back around here in a minute, anyways.
Damn
I do
straight.
me at the end of the day.
Damn straight, Drew.
So I finally got both out of the load. So just reconfirm for me, Scott. You took the over.
He
of
took the under.
No, I took
Under.
the under, sir. The under.
67.5, right?
67 and a half, yep. And
All right,
you've
cool.
got the over 67 in the Fighting Dabos against Virginia Tech. So that leaves me with game number one, the game that I didn't want in this, Syracuse at number 2 Notre Dame.
Oh, you piece of shit. Why would you even put that in the hat, Mike? We don't bet on the Irish.
Because it's over under. I'm not betting against the spread. I don't care about all I care about is
He was also just hoping that I got it.
I really was
surprised he
hoping.
didn't
Yes,
sabotage me for it.
I didn't want this game at all. I had no intention.
I'm willing to let this slide,
I'm really pissed. Notre Dame favored by 34 points in this game. Syracuse had the unfortunate spiking the ball on 4th down to end the game last week. They are complete dog shit. Just a horrible team. So Notre Dame favored by 34, but the over-under is only 51.5. So there's not a whole lot of faith in Syracuse scoring anything.
Well, because they'll probably spike the ball on 3rd down.
4th down.
Repeatedly.
Yeah, they're just that's gonna be their offense, is just spiking the ball. Four spikes, and then they're like, wait, what happened? Is it over? Are we done? But Notre Dame, I think, could score 50, and I could see Syracuse getting a field goal or two in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over on this one. I'm going to take Notre Dame and Syracuse over that 51.5. The problem is I think Notre Dame's going to run the ball a lot. So that's going to eat up a lot of clock in this one, and they might not get to that. Fuck it. I'm trusting the gut. We're going over. So let's recap our picks here.
You've got a cushion, bitch. Take a chance.
That's although that bit me in the ass last week when I decided to ride with goddamn Dallas, those pieces of shit.
Well, that was your first mistake. Never, ever ride with Dallas.
Why did I do that?
Wasn't that just?
Nobody knows.
Wait, was that before, or was that the game that got throttled by the Redskins, or was that?
No,
after
that was
they got
that.
throttled?
No, that was the game where they got
Okay,
thrown out.
all
Yeah,
right, okay,
well, because
okay.
my reasoning was I just watched the football team play, and they weren't that
Oh,
good
yeah,
against
that's
the
right.
Bengals.
You said Washington wasn't that good.
Had Joe Burrow been in there, the Bengals would have won. So there's no way that the Cowboys would lose this one. And then Andy Dalton realized he's Andy Dalton, and
That turned out to be a fire take.
well, I come in hot when I stick to sports. All right, let's recap here. So Scott taking Alabama at LSU, taking under 67.5. Drew has Clemson at Virginia Tech over 67, and I am taking the over in the Notre Dame Syracuse game at 51.5. How confident are you guys feeling about these picks right now?
I actually feel better than I usually do. So that means they're gonna score 68 points.
I'll say this, you guys. You want to try to throw down a teaser? Are we trying to play some teaser action today? Because we've got a little money in the bank account here, boys. We're up to a whole $9.75 in our bowl.
I don't like Mike's pick, so I'll say no.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so you think Notre Dame and Syracuse hits that under? You don't think they hit 51.5?
No, and I mean just because, like you said, it's like they're gonna run the ball because they just want the game to be over. They don't want to risk anything, and Syracuse can't score anyway.
Well,
so.
and
They'll probably cover, and they won't get the over.
Yeah, Notre Dame is in the ACC championship. Like, it's done.
Right. They have nothing to play for.
They are literally win, lose, or draw. They are in the ACC championship. So it's they are literally just trying to get out of that game without injury. But I still feel like Syracuse is such dog shit, man. Like, it's just going to be broken, like, long run after long run. Like, they're going to try to run the ball, but nobody's going to be able to stop Kyron Williams in that game. Like, who on Syracuse is going to be able to tackle him? I say that and watch. It's going to be like 12-10 at halftime. Notre Dame has kicked 4 field goals, and that's it. And then I'm going to be shitting my pants. And then it's going to come down to the wire, and Notre Dame will win by 2, and it'll be a combined 50 points, and I'll be pissed. That's how this one's going to end up. I guarantee it. I should have taken the under.
I'm here for that.
Of course you are.
All I know is how has we
Asshole.
gotten this deep into the show and not pointed out that Brian Kelly has played or will be playing in a conference championship game, and Jim Harbaugh still hasn't even gotten close to qualifying for one. How has that not come up earlier?
Harbaugh.
That a dude who isn't even in a conference will still beat Harbaugh to a conference championship game at Michigan.
Well, let's get into this new segment that we decided to roll with tonight. This is a brand new segment we're calling "Oh, what the fuck?" And in this segment, we're just gonna talk about random.
That was much better than your sellout draft. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Sellout. That was very good, Drew. That was a good impression of Mike doing the sellout draft. Very good.
Drew doing
Oh,
an
I blew the
impression
lead.
of me doing an impression of the sellout drop. Well done. All right, so this is where we're just gonna be like, well, man, what the fuck? We'll throw something out. We'll see just what the fuck is happening. So let's start with. Let's stick to football, college football, since we're there. Notre Dame gets in the ACC championship, but the reason why is because they adjusted the schedule because of the cancellation with Clemson and Florida State. The ACC was like, look, we might not have time to do all these games, so we're just going to cancel Notre Dame's their game next week against Wake Forest. They're going to end with 10 games instead of 11, and then we're just going to go ahead and everybody has 10 games. It basically comes down to Notre Dame is in, and then Clemson and Miami are playing for the right to play Notre Dame in the ACC championship. So what the fuck, man? The ACC is just like, by the way, it's the end of the season. This game doesn't matter anymore. These are the 3 teams. Everybody else, go fuck yourself. Do whatever you want to do. Like, Wake Forest went from hosting Notre Dame to now traveling to Louisville that week to play a game that doesn't matter, that the conference is like, none of this matters. We don't care anything about you. All we care about is Notre Dame, Clemson, and Miami at this point. What the fuck?
I mean, like, let's be honest, maybe Wake Forest shouldn't suck so much, and then they'd have something to complain about. You know, like, they basically are finally openly admitting what we've all known for years, is that there's a lot of games in sports that are just fucking pointless. And all there is a money grab. There's nothing competitively at stake. They have to play them out. It happens every year in the NFL where there's one team who's clinched, another team who's not in the playoffs. And it's kind of like, all right, well, we'll just promote all the practice squad dudes, put all the other guys on the injury report, and just roll them out there for a full game and let them get beat up so we don't hurt our playoff chances. They're just being a little bit more open about it and, quite honestly, making the smart move of saving themselves the travel expenses.
But they're not. They're incurring additional travel expenses. Like,
right. They should have just canceled the game if they were.
See, and again, that's punishing Wake Forest for being shitty, because instead of staying at home there, they're forcing them to pay expenses to go to Louisville, because it's like, hey, maybe you should fucking be better and try to do something for the league instead of just mooching off us.
I think it's crazy that they're just and this will not be the last time that you see a league just make some changes, a conference make changes for somebody. Big Ten, because Ohio State is they're not going to have enough games to qualify for the Big Ten championship, because I think
just wait and see.
You think they're going to have enough?
Oh,
They'll
they
find a way to get him enough
absolutely will.
games.
No,
They're
that's
gonna
what
be in
I'm
the playoffs, no matter what.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they're just going to change the rules. Like right now, the Big Ten was like, listen, you got to have 6 games. If you don't have 6 games, then you're not in. Or you could have less than 6 games, but it's only if it's above the average number of games that everybody else has. And now they're going to be like, listen, if you're Ohio State, you're in. That's how they're going to break it down.
I was just going to say, they're just going to come out
say.
and say it. Like,
But Mike,
Ohio State, you're in. We'll determine who you play later.
I'm expecting them worse. Like they have it already figured out of, okay, if we have to shove a game in, how many snaps do we have to do for it to be legal? And how do we make sure Ohio State wins? Because that's all they're going to do. They will run Ohio State out on the practice field on a Tuesday against Purdue's practice squad and play until like whatever it is, like 2/3 of the second quarter are done and Ohio State's winning definitively, and then call the game to say, there you go. There's your 6th game. It's legitimate. The conference signs off on it. This is all good.
Count it.
Right?
It's bananas. And Scott, you're saying Ohio State will make the playoffs. Like you're putting it down right now.
Oh, that was apparent last week when they were number 4 in the polls. It was like, they're here because reasons. We want them and the money and yeah, whatever. Like they just stopped caring. It was just like, yeah, Ohio State's in. Fuck it.
So
Like,
are you saying they don't look like the 4th best team in the country in the games they've played, though?
I'm saying it wouldn't matter if they did or didn't. They were going to make sure they win the playoffs. Ohio State could have lost those games and they'd be like, but you know, COVID and stuff. So they're in, right? Like everything's been kind of kooky, and we made that rule where anybody could get in even without an invite. But what we really meant is we could put anybody we want, regardless of what happened this season, in the finals. So we're just gonna put all the household names and fuck it. And that's exactly what they're doing.
They're like, listen, we are going to lose a lot of money this year on canceled games. We need to make all of that up in playoffs. Notre Dame, you're in. Ohio State, you're in. Alabama, you're in. Clemson, you're in. Doesn't matter if you lose to Notre Dame in the ACC championship. We don't give a fuck.
Nothing
And then
matters.
Cincinnati fans are like, hey, what about us? And they're like, shut up, Cincinnati. Sit down.
No, they're not even like, shut up.
No.
They're just like, ha, 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 ha.
No, you guys are giving way too much credit that they actually pay attention to UC. They're just going to go, new phone, who dis?
Yeah, basically. Like, yeah, they don't care about Cincinnati. Like I said, they jotted down 4 teams at the beginning of the year. They all jotted down 4 teams on paper. They're like, who do you think's going to win? This year, they're just like, jot the 4 teams down that you won in this Final Four. And at the end of the year, and they're like, we all had the same 4. Imagine that.
Scott, you're close. That's normally what they do. But this year, they didn't jot them down and do like a blind vote. It was like, all right, let's do some revenue projections. They actually put thought into it, okay? It wasn't just a random draw. It wasn't a popularity contest. It was a money contest. So they at least tried to put some effort into being a playoff committee.
All right, let's go from Matt Barr saying college football is incredibly fake, even faker than the NFL, and the NFL is scripted. So let's talk NFL. Scott, you've got feelings about how the NFL treated Baltimore compared to how they treated Denver. So if you guys don't know, Baltimore had a COVID outbreak. The game was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving. It was pushed to Sunday. They continued to have COVID issues. It was pushed to Monday. Then it was pushed to Tuesday until finally it was pushed to today, but then pushed earlier in the day today because a tree was getting lit up in New York City. So Baltimore and Pittsburgh played their game today. Meanwhile, Denver, who did not have any quarterbacks and had to use a practice squad wide receiver to play quarterback, the dude threw more interceptions than he did completion, or was it completions? Is that how it worked out? What was it? More interceptions than completions on the day?
I know he threw 1 completion. So...
Okay, so it was more interceptions than completions. He had 2 interceptions and 1 completion on the day. Denver asked if they could use a coach. Like they were like, can we use our coach to play quarterback? And the NFL was like, fuck you. You use whoever you find. And they were like, I guess we'll get this water boy. And then Bobby Boucher came in and did not do too well, and Denver got murdered. So Scott, you've got feelings though about how the NFL handled this. Scott, what the fuck?
Dude, what the fuck indeed? Because the same week that this all went down, they also announced, oh, hey, Saints, you're getting docked money and a draft pick because you're not following our rules. Oh, hey, Patriots, you still aren't following any of the rules, and we've fined you 1 billion times, but we're just going to fine you again. Like the Patriots play them amongst their own rules with or without Brady. It's really fucking weird. And then for the Steelers-Ravens game, the Steelers are 10-0. Well, we'll just do everything we can to make sure this game is played. COVID still fucking it up? Push it back to Wednesday. There's a tree lighting ceremony. Just started early in the afternoon. Oh, by the way, we care about player safety, but Denver, just start whoever you want. A practice squad wide receiver? Fuck them. Who cares? Right? It doesn't matter because you guys aren't in playoff contention. And we don't give a shit. There's no consistency. The NCAA may make up shit as they go along, but the NFL will make up a list of rules and then just throw them out the window. And it just as it pertains to any teams. You want to imagine if the Cowboys had been in the same situation as the Broncos? You think the fucking Cowboys would have had to play that game with a third string or, with a practice squad wide receiver? There's no chance in hell.
Dude.
But the Broncos,
they wouldn't have had to do that because the Cowboys are still in contention for the division. So they may be 3-7, but they're just a half game back because the NFC East is that fucking bad. So yeah, you're right, Scott. They wouldn't have done that.
They absolutely would have pushed everything back. Then I'm like, hold on, we got to make this fair.
Did you see?
Dude, that's the thing I don't understand. What's the problem with this? Why are we surprised? Why are we upset?
Did you guys see that
because the NFL
Jerry
tries to pretend that they're above board when they should just come out and just be like, we don't fucking give a shit about the player.
Yeah, that's pretty much what needs to happen is let's
just
face
be transparent.
Let's face it. All of this shit is just about money at this point. It is all about money. Nothing to do with we got to protect the players because COVID and blah, blah. They don't give a fuck. It is all about the money in everything. Every sport. That's why we still have sports right now. Because,
sure,
realistically, we shouldn't have done shit. But did you guys see Jerry Jones said what the Cowboys are dealing with now is just like the Broncos going through what they went through. He was like,
what?
Because he has injuries to his quarterbacks that he had.
Because
Dak's out, and then Dalton got concussed, and then Dalton had COVID. But he's basically saying the Cowboys are dealing with the same thing, and they're not treated this way.
The Cowboys have 3 healthy rostered quarterbacks last week and this. They're just all fucking terrible. That's your fault for putting all your eggs in Dak's basket and not paying him. So he was out there running around trying to prove to you who the fuck he was. Oh, also, by the way, could you protect the guy once in a while? I mean, Jerry, Jesus motherfucking Christ, that idiot.
I wish Jerry's middle name was Jesus motherfucking Christ. That'd be amazing.
It might as well be
Jerry Jones. If it was Jerry Jesus motherfucking Christ Jones.
You know what the best part is? That's probably how his mom referred to him most as his childhood. Jerry motherfucking Christ. And that's when he knew he was in trouble.
That's how we knew we were all in trouble. Shit.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, Scott. There's a part of me, too, though, that I'd like to see this. Fuck the Broncos for not taking the protocol seriously and fucking around by.
Well, no, I mean, I'm
they
all
should get,
for...
people need to be punished for being assholes and making the rest of us deal with it. So, because the Saints followed the rules and the Broncos didn't, fuck a dick and have a wide receiver play quarterback. What I really am pissed about, though, is you're trying to make there be less circumstances like this where we can make money, man. Did you hammer that game? Because you should have. The over-under was still just low 50s when it was announced. They barely threw 10 passes in the first half.
They didn't throw 10 passes. I think that quarterback went 1 for 9 on the day.
No, I'm talking combined between the two sides.
The two.
They had Taysom Hill on the other side. So,
That's right.
You hammer the under on game time, you hammer the under on passing yards, and then you crush the over-under point total, and you just enjoy what Rodgers fucking up for the rest of the world.
This is the guy who forgot who he bet on Thanksgiving. Just
look, man, I'm very in the moment, I can't remember 2 days ago money I put down.
Take Drew's advice with a grain of salt because he doesn't know who he bets on most of the time.
No, because I bet when the game's going to happen. I don't do it early unless it's the fucking Broncos with no quarterbacks. And then I saw that. I was like, well, don't know what the over-under is, but that's the under. And, yep, that bitch hit. And the best part about it, Mike, is it works in my favor, too. Because then a day passed, and it was Friday, And you know what happens on Friday? Happy hour. So I doubled down in the other account.
Jesus Christ.
Well, and then you add the fact that the NFL tried to come out earlier this season. We're like, well, we're going to add an extra playoff team if COVID fucks things up and we have to reschedule a bunch of things. No. You were always going to add that extra playoff game.
Yeah.
You've been trying to do that shit for years. And now you're going to cram another one in there because, COVID messed things up. Nah, you're just trying to recoup some of the losses. So you're going to throw an extra playoff game in there. Like, again, just say it straight up. Like, man, we've been fucking hammered this year, so we're gonna suck every dollar we can out of it, and fan bases be damned.
Scott, I wish I could agree with you, but here's where I think you're wrong. Is it's got nothing to do with money. It's just making sure they can make an easier path for His Highness to continue to ascend to the top of the NFL, because when Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs lock up that number 1 seed in their conference, they're the only team with a bye week heading into the playoffs. And so this is how they get Patty his second ring this year. That's what it is. It's got nothing to do with money.
But I don't even think that, but again, that's all about money. Because again, if they were worried about their MVP getting to the title, it'd be because they want eyeballs and all that. One way or another, it's about the money. That's all they give a shit about. They don't care who they get. So they're going to make sure any of their marquee teams or anybody that's in, it's like, oh, the Steelers, they've got a huge fan base and they're 10-0. Woo. Yeah. Whatever we got to do to make this game happen and make sure the Steelers win or that it's fair, we'll do. Broncos, fuck them. That kid can go out there and play quarterback. If he dies, he dies.
It's also interesting. It's interesting you bring that up because like the Steelers, yes, it sucks that their game got pushed back and they basically had this but they got to rest. They had an extended, basically a week off because they were supposed to play on Thursday and now they played on Wednesday. And their game this week got moved. I think they're playing Monday night now, right? I think they play, it might be Washington Monday night. Is that right? Is that, they got Washington on Monday. Anyways, their game on Sunday got moved to right. So they got moved to Monday night, and they got to play the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, without Mark Ingram, like basically a depleted Ravens team. This move was 100% to protect the Steelers. It wasn't anything to do with the Ravens. Like everybody's talking about, it was favorable for the Ravens and you treated them better. No. They don't give a fuck about the Ravens in this situation. They fucked the Ravens by making them play this game. The Ravens were probably like, please cancel so that we can play them with Lamar instead of playing them with whoever was taking. Who is the backup quarterback in Baltimore?
Dude, RG3 was out there.
Oh, it was RG3. Jesus Christ. Of course, the Ravens. John Harbaugh is like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to play with Robert Griffin III? No, cancel this game. Cancel this game.
His fundamentals lately. Like he was looking solid in the pocket. He learned how to slide. I do want to ask you guys this.
I forgot RG3.
Honestly, though, take the Broncos out of the equation, right? What else would you have had the NFL do? Cancel the game? And
yes.
Is it so? But
push it to a week.
Is
18.
it a straight up cancellation or
push
is
it
it
to
a
week
reschedule?
18. You can't.
They've rescheduled games already.
Yeah, you can't cancel it because it's a division game. Like you have to play this Pittsburgh.
That's what I'm saying.
Pittsburgh
there may
Ravens
not
game.
have been room on the schedule.
Yes, there's an open week. There's a week 18 that they're not
they
using.
They could make it happen if they
play in between.
Period.
There's the week off between the end of the season and the Super Bowl. Play that week. Why are we not using that week? Like what the fuck? Or I'm sorry, between the end of the season and the playoffs. Like there's a week off. Use it.
No, there.
I think they built a week off this year. I think they built a week off into the playoff into the
they did
schedule.
for this exact.
But that's what I'm saying. But did they already use that week with other games they've had to bump?
Not for these teams. Not for the Steelers and the Ravens. Both of them have. This is their first time experiencing a game that's been potentially canceled. Everything else has been able to work out. So yeah, they totally could have used that extra week that they put this into the system and they're not using it. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, that's right. You're protecting the Steelers.
Well, that was probably
because now the Steelers are 11-0.
No, that was probably 5 decisions down on the make your own destiny book thing that Roger had to follow along with. And so he lost what page he was on before. And so he couldn't find his way back.
So well, here we are.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like those goosebumps. You always used to be like, all right, well, but let me just hold this and check out the 2. All right, we'll go that way.
I love that idea of the dude that's planning the schedule is looking ahead at, all right, if we cancel, let's go to page 57. COVID. Right. Yeah, right. Back to this page. Okay. Cool.
Right. And so he flipped it over and he had his finger on the thing and then someone came in and was like, hey, Bill, you want coffee? You good? He goes, oh no, I'm all right. Oh shit.
That's fantastic.
Push it back a day.
Drew, you've got kind of a we'll call it a hot take.
It's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
Controversial to say the least.
Sarah Fuller, if you guys don't know this story, Sarah Fuller is the goalkeeper for the Vanderbilt women's soccer team. She made history this weekend by being the first woman to play in a Power 5 conference game. She got in for one play because Vanderbilt can't score. She kicked the second half kickoff, a designed squib kick, and that was it. That was the only playing time she saw. Apparently, she gave like a halftime speech to the team, too. There was rumors about that the team was upset about. But Drew texted us during this, and he was like, I've got something about this Sarah Fuller thing, and it might be controversial. Drew, Sarah Fuller, what the fuck?
Yeah. I've had this issue in a lot of different situations, and it all really comes down to the same thing. And look, there's a lot of positive that came out of this. I'm really happy for the progress that was made, but where I struggle is these circumstances where we grandstand on these moments and we overly patronize the person in them. And it fucking sucks, man, because the thing I can't quite comprehend, and this is what when I texted the group, this is what I said too, because she kicked off to start the second half, and it was this like weird squib kick at the 35 or whatever. And the announcer was like, oh, and here's Vanderbilt taking advantage of Sarah's kicking ability and being very strategic about where they give them the ball. And I'm like, well, but they're at the 35. You can kick for a touchback and you're at the 25. So that's 10 yards of play, field position you're giving up. But then the rest of the game unfolded and she never got another shot at anything else. And what really just bothers me is in these situations where people go out of their way to manufacture these scenarios for these great athletes to be marginalized and patronized. And you see it a lot, and it's tough because it's always a hard fine line to balance on. But Sarah is a fantastic athlete, and she's very well qualified to kick for that team. And going into that situation, I assumed what they did is struck some deal with what was it, Ole Miss, whoever they're playing. They're like, hey, man, just let us pooch the kickoff to start the second half, and then we can go on the rest of the game like, it's a normal football game. And that way they'd get Sarah in the game. But I realize now that the coach was like, you're never going to kick because we're just that fucking bad. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to mix it up.
And he got fired. The coach got fired the next day. Like, yeah. Was it the next day? I feel like this was a Lane Kiffin thing where he got like left at the tarmac.
Oh, he might have gotten left at the tarmac. Or whatever,
it was right after the game.
Very quickly, and it was just like, man, you guys you played this out. You had a situation where you had to field the team for money because of COVID, and you basically exploited this young woman who is a top-notch quality athlete in her own right, not dealing with your shit-ass motherfucking 0-8 football team, and you're making her into a sideshow.
Scott, do you agree, or with the take, or is it a what the fuck to Drew? What the fuck to Vanderbilt, or what the fuck to Drew?
It's easily a what the fuck to Vanderbilt, because I was the same way. When I heard the announcement, it was like, man, that's really awesome. Like, I hope she gets to play. Right. But my immediate follow-up thought was, but I hope it's not in a patronizing situation where they just put her in there for the publicity and they make it into a stunt, which is what I feel like they did exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about an 0-8 football team. Like, I hate to say it, but if Vandy was 8-0, I don't think they would have been doing it regardless of the situation. Not because she didn't deserve it, not because she's not qualified to do it, but just because they wouldn't have wanted to, have that out there. So I think it's real shitty. Like, I'm happy that she got the opportunity,
Absolutely.
But it's real shitty.
Absolutely.
It's real shitty how they treated her to, make this about them and get pub for them.
I will say, though, I do appreciate the fact that she got her voice out there and was able to say some really positive stuff, encouraging young girls, young women in this country to pursue their dreams no matter what and stuff. I do appreciate that she got that airtime, and honestly, the girl nailed it. But again, a lot of these female athletes are the fucking best, and look, the fact of the matter is that the way that their teams are staffed up, the resources they're given, it's at such a disadvantage that I feel like every one of them takes so much more advantage of any time they have a platform like this and they step up, and it's just all great things. And I hate to see it exploited as a thing that Vandy got their name in front of fucking cameras for recruits or whatever. I was really bothered earlier this day when I saw something that was a really terribly worded headline that was something like Sarah Fuller may kick again this weekend, comma, Vanderbilt team may boycott. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? These motherfuckers, as if the South needs any more bad publicity this year. Are you joking? And then I read the article and it was Sarah could kick again this weekend because the other kicker's not back, etc. Oh, and the team's going to boycott because they're like, this game's meaningless. Fuck you. We're not traveling, getting exposed to COVID. Pass. And I was like, oh, that's really different.
Yeah.
So it's two instances
you got
of
clickbaited, bro.
Social movements, but by fucking up the headline, you ruined everything.
No.
Clickbait assholes.
I was going to say, they didn't ruin a thing. They did exactly what they wanted you to do.
Yeah, they did.
You clicked on that article and you read it because you were like, what the fuck, Vanderbilt? Oh, okay. Got you.
I see what you did there.
Also,
exactly.
Drew, Tabari and Biscuit are agreeing with you. And Scott, they agree with your take on that one. Scott, one last what the fuck? PS5, man, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, man. Dude, me and my brother on Thanksgiving night, I haven't told anyone this story. I guess the people in my house know. Me and my brother spoke for over 2 hours, and at least an hour and a half after we got past, Thanksgiving and cooking and all that fun stuff, was just us sitting there talking about this entire PlayStation 5 debacle and the
90 minutes
that we've got. Yes, dude, 90 minutes. It wasn't intentional. I might have, been a little inebriated with some stuff, but either
and some dad pops.
I was spitting some straight knowledge about how ridiculous this whole thing was. And another thing too, it's like, as brothers, you know how it is with brothers. You tend to just disagree with them sometimes on big things just for the sake of disagreeing.
Just to piss them off. Yeah.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
to
It's your brother.
disagree.
It's like, nah,
Yeah.
me and my brother were lockstep in this one. Like, it just absolutely atrocious, whether it's because Sony wanted to boost their fourth quarter profits and cook the books, or if they have the opportunity though to just be like, hey, look, COVID, like they could just shrug this all off and it'd be like, all right, cool, they have a convenient baked in excuse, and instead they're just sitting there on their hands saying absolutely nothing. And then they come out and say, all of our stocks sold out for the year. And then the next day after the outroar, they were like, nah, but there'll be more for the end of the year, before the end of the year. Like, all kinds of talking out of both sides of their mouth. Meanwhile, and I don't want to say this because I'm not one of those people. It's kind of like the Skyline Gold Star thing where it's like, I'm PlayStation, so I gotta hate Xbox. I don't give a shit. Like these days they play the same games. Like the exclusives, there's very little difference. And so if you like Xbox more than PlayStation, good for you. Like, play whatever you want to play. I don't have anything, but I'm watching how often and how many Xboxes there are. Like, don't get me wrong. The top tier Xbox is tough to come by, but it is not nearly as scarce as this fucking PlayStation 5. And it is ridiculous how this has all fucking gone down. Like, boo to Sony. But as soon as I get one, all's good. All's good.
Two comments
what
to
are
get
you
through.
laughing at there, Mike?
You know what I'm laughing at.
Yeah.
Biscuit, first of all, wants to know what's the big deal about a PS5, and also my wife chiming in, watching the stream for the first time
ever.
Possibly. No, she watched the Bronson Arroyo episode, and she said that we curse too much, her virgin ears. I am sorry, babe. I apologize. The segment is just called WTF. I can't help it. That's just what the name of the segment is. So I apologize for the cursing. Also, thank you for the ring light, my early Christmas present. I feel like I look very good under this new lighting. Scott, what is the big deal with the PS5? Why do you have to have a PS5? Why can't you play the new Spider-Man game on a PS4, bro? What the F?
What kind of stupid question is that? Like, once next gen begins, man, you're either in the cool kids crowd or you're not. It's the principle of this shit. And here's the dirty little secret. I've told people this. I'm going to get this thing, and I want to play Spider-Man on it. And that's pretty much all that interests me. I'm going to beat that thing in like a week. And then that thing is going to sit there. Because when I got PlayStation 4, that was the exact same thing. got the initial launch titles that I cared about, and then it collected dust all the way until like the next fall because there just weren't any games. That whole first year of these new systems development is usually when the publishers are figuring everything out and getting everything right, and they don't really hit their groove until like maybe even the second year in development. But it doesn't matter because, man, I got to have the new one. And not only that, I've never had an issue on getting a system when I walked in. The last time it was an issue, or the system that I get. Yes, it is the principle. It was the Nintendo 64. My parents admitted after they got it, like just before my birthday, which is coming up in mid-January. Dad comes in with it, run random afternoon, and was like, "Hey, look, boys. We tried to get it for Christmas. It was that hard to come by, but here, it's same thing is going to happen with this."
Wait, that for real? Like the N64 was really hard to come by for Christmas that year?
Yes, the N64 was nearly impossible to find, and it was like kind of like the similar thing.
I'm blown away because I got one that year and played GoldenEye. I remember playing GoldenEye before going to church, and then I didn't want to go to my aunt's house because we always went to my aunt's house on Christmas, and I didn't want to go because I just wanted to play N64, and my dad was like, "I will rip that out of the wall, and you'll never see it again. Get in the car." And I was like, "Okay."
And you knew that was 100% true.
I also remember you telling that story one time when GoldenEye came up. But yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons that point to me not needing it. But it's just I gotta have it.
Well, wait. So
at this point, I've put in so much work. At
this point, you do deserve it. You're right about that.
I gotta ask you this though, Scott. So like, does again? I'm an Xbox
Drew
guy.
showing
I think
leg.
Really, what it is that at this point you get so rooted in one platform or the other that like it's hard to switch. Because I got all my shit on Xbox, so like why I'd even bother thinking about PS5?
Well, right, and you don't really have to because again, all of the games
they're all
on
over
both
there. systems,
so it's not like you're missing anything. It was just like having an Android or an iPhone.
So starting in September of this year, a lot of the new releases on Xbox were like, hey man, if you like once you even got into the game,
you get a free copy.
You get a free copy in the next gen one. Is PlayStation not like that then?
Oh no, PlayStation is.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is you'd rather still play like the show on your PS4 instead of like doing the forward flash to the PS5?
Well, no. I mean, you got to realize that some of these games, even if they're developed for, if they're like, oh, hey, you get this free version, the next gen versions, like the PlayStation 5 version that's like built on, won't be available right away. So you're still just playing the PS4 version.
Right, but like load times will be faster, rendering will be faster. It may be the exact same game, but at least be a little snappier.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
You're just saying you don't need the PS5 to play that game is what you're saying.
Oh, no, I don't need it. It's all about, this is literally just, now it's become the
now
hunt
it's your,
and wanting to have
it's your white whale.
Yes, it is wanting to be one of the cool kids. That's pure and simple. This is the Jordans when you were in school. And everybody got them shits.
You are basically now just trying to shut Robert Taylor up, who continues to taunt you in the Facebook group.
And have you noticed I have not one time
will not take the bait. Yes, I understand.
He
completely.
will not goad me into it. I refuse.
He might eventually. Nope, guys, we got to do it. Listen, this has been What the F. I apologize again to my wife for swearing. I'm sorry. And yes, Matt Barr wanting to know why Drew's leg is visible. That was very weird. All of a sudden,
situation.
Drew got like very comfortable. We saw a thigh. It got very weird. It was super white thigh, and I've got some white thighs, so I know white thighs. That was very weird, Drew. I'm glad balls weren't falling out. Let's give a shout out to Dugout Mugs.
Don't worry, they're tucked up in there. I got my sliders on just for that reason. You gotta be right here for the show.
Let's give a shout out to Dugout Mugs. Each and every week, we drink our beers out of Dugout Mugs here on the show. We say right here, get 15% off, but Dugout Mugs has extended their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale now through when they sell out of their inventory. They're very low on everything. They've sold out of their shortstop mugs. I was going to
say, did you get their text messages over Black Friday? They fucking crushed it.
They sold out of their shortstops. They sold out of the openers. All that's left currently is the regular mugs and the wind-up mugs. So, yes.
I think they've got some of the shot glasses left though.
I think a few of the shot. No, I think the knob shots. I think the knob shots are sold out too.
No, the knob shots were the first thing to go. Because I got that email, and my first thought was, man, I'm glad I got that order in well before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait, do they do a wine opener?
Yeah,
I thought that's
not a wine opener. No, they have the wine glass, the wine mug. Excuse me. So get yourself a Dugout mug. It's 30% off right now. Just go to dugoutmugs.com/craft. The 15% gets added for us, but they have pop-ups that'll let you know what code to enter in for your 30% off. It's now until supplies last, because they are going to sell out. So go now, dugoutmugs.com/craft, and place your order before they are gone. All right, fellas, this week.
And if you're lonely, you can sign up to get text messages from maybe Randy, as my phone says.
Yeah.
Sent to you every week or so, just with their latest additions to the collection, their latest promotions, things like that. So if you're just looking for something to break up your week,
look, if you are looking for a gift for the baseball fan in your life, this is what you need to give them. I guarantee anybody who likes baseball will flip over this. Dugoutmugs.com/craft. Go now. Place your order. I guarantee you they are going to like this present. All right, this week.
Wait, Mike, are you saying that they're going to flip over these bat mugs?
They will bat flip over these bat mugs. Dugoutmugs.com/craft.
Yes. Can we get Mike singing the drop one more time before the end of the show?
Sell out. Let's.
Where was the confidence in that one, though?
Y'all got me shook.
Alex got you shook because she hasn't signed off yet, I don't think.
Scott,
nervous now.
Scott, what were you drinking tonight?
Oh my God, I was drinking. Oh God, geez, that was great. I was drinking Blinded by Science out of Trophy Brewing Company, 6.9. Man, I rated it earlier. It's a hazy IPA. I rated it the 6th grade, if you're talking about our K through 12 scale, right in the middle. Just very basic, nothing special. And I'm going to boost it up a little bit all the way to the 7th grade. Still middle school.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. This beer is just very average. This is nothing to write home about. It's better than last week's beer, but that ain't saying shit because that pistachio beer sucks.
That's a fair point. Drew, what were you drinking this week?
I was drinking Foamwalker from Moonraker Brewing Company, an Imperial Coffee Nitro Stout with sea salt, contains lactose, nitrose dosed, and you should pour it with vigor. And I still never figured that shit out because, like, I poured the first part, tilting the beer to keep the head to, the right volume. And then I saw that after I poured my taste to do the first rating, and I just dumped the thing in, and it was still such a thick beer, Guinness style, that there was no head. It just kind of rose up naturally and then settled down. This beer was amazing. I could not speak more highly of this beer. I can't wait to get another one and give it the tender, loving vigor it deserves. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is my favorite grade of life that I remember and go with 2nd grade. Oh, and now Alex is bored. Fine, Alex, whatever. I'll let your man talk again. I'm out.
This week
I'll show you some leg though while I'm at it.
This week I was drinking Fogged Out, which is from Flyte Company Craft Brewing in Denver, Colorado, 7.3% beer. I rated this one originally at freshman year. A lot of hope, a lot of expectations. I'm going to downgrade that one, and I'm going to say, as weird as it is to move it up, I'm going to downgrade it to sophomore year when you realize, oh man, high school kind of sucks, and I still have 2 more years after this one to get through before I'm out of it.
Dude, that is such an accurate description of sophomore year.
Oh, sophomore year was the worst.
You're still not cool enough to hang out with all the seniors, and you're like, man, I got 3 whole years.
I still got to go through. I'm not able to go to prom yet because that's only juniors and seniors.
Oh, yeah.
Sophomore year. You've got for me personally, there was the awkward puberty stuff happening, and it was still.
Wait. That ended?
Yeah, dude. No, I was still in it.
You're still in it.
You're still in
it. I'm still getting through it, guys.
I was just going to say, sell out.
I was going to say, we had different high school experiences. But before Alex interrupted me, what I meant to say is my beer was sophomore year of college. And Mike, when you said sophomore year, that's what I thought you were
when you drop
about.
out?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Because that's the best year, obviously, and so that's why I was going to rate my beer as sophomore year of college.
Good thing my dad's not watching. So, anyways, those were our beers this week. Shout out to Dugout
He still
Mugs.
doesn't know?
No, he knows. Oh, believe me, he knows. I hear about it every time I see him.
knows.
Dugoutmugs.com/craft. Get 30% off right now until supplies are gone. Supplies are limited. If you've got a baseball fan in your life, go right now. Dugoutmugs.com/craft. Place your order.
Sell out.
Sell out.
Yes.
That needs to be its own new drive.
I may get rid of the version that we have and just
Just bring
record
you.
me.
Oh,
That'd be
just
so
release
much
it.
better.
So good.
Man, what a fun show, fellas. This was a darn good time. That's right. I said darn good time because I'm afraid my wife's still watching and I don't want her to be upset by me. By the way, if you guys haven't heard, we've been doing polls every day, basically, on the Twitter account at CraftB Sports. Yesterday's poll was the Die Hard poll. We're doing our quick hitter questions. So go vote, make your voice heard. But because of that, we did put a new shirt on the site. So go to craftbrewsports.com/shop. You can now buy a Die Hard, is Die Hard a Christmas movie with yes or no and a check mark. You could buy that now. It is available. We're going to turn it off eventually. So go do it now before Die Hard sues us. I don't know if Die Hard can sue us. Maybe Bruce Willis. I don't know somebody's going to sue us for using
if
Die
Bruce
Hard.
Willis sues us, that'd be awesome.
I'd be okay if Bruce Willis sues us.
Right?
I'm not going to lie. I would tweet about that constantly. Like that would be our Twitter bio would just be once sued by Bruce Willis.
Yep.
That's exactly how that would go.
And to make the point more clear too, Mike, is like, money talks, bullshit walks. You can vote in the poll all day how you feel about Die Hard, but really put your money where your mouth is and wear it in your chest, boys.
But also, if you're going to buy one that says yes, then get the fuck out. So there's that.
But we'll take the commission. Like, we're not mad about it. But if yes starts to win, we will take the design off the website.
That's 100%. Well, yes is up early. There's all kinds of things you can buy on the website. All of our silhouette series is up there. The Dinger Slinger shirt, Do That Hockey.
You want to know why yes is up early? Because all those insecure bastards who know it's not actually a Christmas movie are like, hey, I'm going to wear it proud.
And I'm going to wear it to Christmas, too.
I'm going to be that guy.
Order now so that you can wear it for Christmas. craftbrewsports.com/shop. Go hit it up. This has been an insanely fun show, fellas. I really enjoyed myself.
Was it fire
week.
or dumpster fire?
It was definitely fire. Today was definitely
What's
fire.
in campfire?
Right?
I'll tell you that much.
It's
Campfire.
Ain't no campfire here.
It was a very nice campfire, like on the beach with like friends and beers and
with
and
that
good times.
driftwood. That
Yeah,
you used.
right. Yeah. Also, shout out to everybody that chimed into the live show. We really appreciate the comments. We hit like over 100 comments real quick tonight. So thank you guys for all your participation. Thank you for all the shares. We really appreciate it. Be sure to follow all of the shows on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. Go to bellyupsports.com. Hit that podcast tab. There are so many podcasts available. There's amazing authors that have been joining the team. I'm literally getting notifications every single day of like 2 or 3 more people who've joined Belly Up Sports to write new articles. It just continues to grow. BellyUpSports.com is where to go to find your news in the sports world. BellyUpSports.com. Hit them up. Subscribe to all of the podcasts on the network. Be sure to follow us at CraftB Sports. Shout out to Matt Barr for helping us out on the Twitter feed there. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CraftB Sports. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. You have no idea how much that helps us grow, helps us get in front of more people. So do that. Help us out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you all next week and get drunk again on a Wednesday. Cheers, everybody.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get this PS5, damn it.
No, you're not.
Happy birthday, Tabari.
How dare you?